Please review the MN82. MN have released an MN82 in December. Found a cool car, you should review the MN82. Got any videos coming out of the MN82? MN82 RC Rock Crawler unbox, please. Please test the new MN82 LC79 Toyota. Please, 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 can you review the new MN82? Has anybody seen a sneak peek at the MN82? Guys, I've got it. The MN82. Chill out. So if you hadn't already guessed, this is the MN82. It says Land Cruiser 79, but that does not mean it's a 1979 because that is definitely not a 1979. I think it's called the LC79. It's from MN Models, and apparently it's officially licensed. Now, I'm not sure on that. I don't want to say it isn't. I don't want to say it is, but I think we should just take it with a pinch of salt that it's officially licensed from them. It's 1/12 scale. It's a hard body, and it only costs, oh, I can't remember how much it cost me. I'll put it up on the screen. I think it was like £40, like $50 or something, which for a hard body crawler, even if it doesn't perform all that well, if it looks good, it may be worth it. What do you reckon on the new camera angle? I'm doing a bit of a monster build at the moment, so I had to get this bench and stuff out. I kind of like it. Might be my new way to do this. Let me know what you think. Ooh, that is nice. I've had a mixed bag of MN stuff. I've had some really, really crap stuff. Probably more crap stuff than good stuff. Wait there. But they did a little while ago release this thing. Right, let's just establish that is not 1/12 scale. If we put it next to the G-Wagon, there's no way that a Land Cruiser is that small compared to the G-Wagon. That's meant to be 1/12, and I'd say that probably is more 1/12. That, I'd say, is more maybe, I don't know, 1/16, maybe 1/14. I'm sure someone's done the calculations online. But anyway, MN Models produced this a little while ago now, and this was a kit version you could get ready to run. I built it up as a kit and put a decent motor and ESC in it, and it was absolutely awesome, and new wheels and tyres. But this is probably the best thing they've ever made. There's been a couple of smaller ones that aren't too bad, but in general, they just don't perform very well. So I wonder if this is going to be any better. Instructions, some graphics to go on the side. Not going to put them on, I'm going to tell you why in a minute because I'm going to change the colour of this. Little bits of trim, you got your Toyota badge there, or you can choose an MN Models. Why anyone would put an MN Models instead of the Toyota one on, I don't know. And then whatever they are. A snorkel, charger, and then you got your other bit of the snorkel in there, and then your light lenses. So it does look good. The doors don't open. The back does though. Suspension's not great, but why has it got? It's got leaf springs at the back and it's got springs on the shocks. I might take them springs off the shocks, you know. Leaf springs are springs. You don't need both. So this comes in two colours. Got that classic like sand colour, beige. And then you got this one, which actually, I wonder, not quite the same, but not far off. I'd love one of these. In fact, I think if a decent one of these came up, I'd be inclined to sell that to purchase one. I really do like the Land Cruisers. Obviously, I'd want both, but I think if I had to have one, it'd definitely be a Land Cruiser pickup. They're so cool. So I guess the battery is in here. There it is. 500 milliamp hour. Let's go and put that on charge. Chrome grille, chrome bits on the bumper. You've got headlights there that will be working. Doesn't look like there's any indicators. There's no lights up the back, but it does leave you the spaces to put LEDs if you want. I'm going to take the body off in a minute so we'll have a proper look at the interior. You've got the Toyota emblem on the back. I really hope this is licensed. I know it says it on the box, but I don't want to start accusing people of lying, but historically, we've seen some of this cheaper stuff make up some crazy claims, but as if it is, it's going to make a really nice scale model and probably not going to be perfect out of the box. I mean, the tyres feel quite hard, but wheels aren't too bad. Plastic drive shafts, plastic axles. I'll take one of the axles apart and see if we got metal gears in there. Plastic chassis. That is a 3-wire servo on there, which is nice to see. Plastic steering links. Suspension is obviously not great, although to be honest with you, the real ones, they're not great anyway. Right, I'm going to take this body off so we can see underneath, see what motor and gearbox are in there. It's probably a crappy 230 or 261, but we'll have a look underneath, and then I'm going to paint the body. And the reason I'm going to paint the body is because I've got a bit of a big build going on, like I mentioned earlier. That's why I've got this big bench out. But I'm doing a specific paint scheme on that. And I'm going to use this as a bit of practice. So I'm going to do it satin black. I'm going to paint the base coat like a metal first. Then I'm going to do like an oxide red primer, and then I'm going to do satin black, and I'm going to sort of weather it and rub it back a little bit, put a little bit of rust and stuff on it, just to make it look a little Mad Max. And then if I practice on this, it means I've got less chance of messing up my big project. So, good news. Metal gears there in the axle. Good to see. It has got a, I think it's a 260 or something. The gearbox arrangement looks different to what I've seen before. So, let's hope it's geared well enough and doesn't struggle under a bit of load. And then you've got your electronics here. There's your 3-wire servo, axle mounted. And then there's your nice scale interior. Be able to get a driver in there, I'm sure, no problem at all. Just a handful of screws to get the body and the interior off. I'm going to strip this right down now, get all the chrome and bits and pieces off. Prep it for paint, so primer first, then a steel silver, and then oxide, satin black. Obviously letting it dry in between, and then, well, we'll get it back together and weather it.
With a scene like he's got to look at here, he'd have to invite all of his friends over to see it too. This is just too nice for him to keep for himself.
How cool does it look satin black? I was going to do the chrome and I decided to leave it just so it adds a little bit of flavour to it. Look who's driving, it's LeBron. Although he's a tall fella, so we did have to make a slight modification. Not sure he's going to be in the next Space Jam movie, but he's in there, nicely painted. I've removed them rear springs and it feels a little bit softer now. Put some grease in there as well, just to dampen it a bit, but it's all good. We've done all this work to it and I've not even switched it on yet. I don't even know if it drives okay. Ugh. Also, indicators, I've coloured them. I've made them a little bit more orange. Done them ones. I've made the rear lights look a bit more scale, with the red being a little bit more than the other two. Top tip, always keep a couple of Sharpies, a red and an orange, in your toolbox. Perfect for colouring lights in. So I will weather it before we take it for a run, but before we do anything, I need to make sure it actually drives okay. Switch this on first. Nice proportional steering, pretty quick. Oh, it's got a throttle rate on the controller. Oh, it's got a slow speed. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, not great, but better. Definitely better. And then faster throttle rate. Oh, it's not too bad, you know. That is not too bad. Switch your lights on and off. It has only got front lights, so nothing to worry about there. Right. Well, at least it runs okay. Right, I'm going to weather it up, which should just be a case of getting a little bit of this and rub, 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 rub. Oh, I think we've rubbed. I think I've gone too far with it. Oh, well, that didn't work very well, did it? Anyway, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to make it look a little bit old and Mad Maxed, and then we'll get it out there and run it.
Department, Southwest units, all units, citizen reports officer needs help, 3742 West Martin Luther King Boulevard. Citizen reports officer needs help, 3742 West Martin Luther King Boulevard. Code 3 incident 3142.
I'm quite impressed with this. For an MN Models, this is not too bad. It's got a bit of low down control. You do have to kind of hold the throttle quite a lot. I'm almost full, but it does keep a steady pace. We're in the lower speed at the moment. Look how cool it looks. Come on, I got to have a like for that. I 3D printed this and it was like really small, so I scaled it up. I might have gone a bit big with it, but 50 cows are meant to be big, aren't they? But at the price point, this is definitely a big improvement on some of the other stuff that they've had. Doesn't struggle that much, even though you have to punch that throttle a bit. It seems to have the torque to keep going. I mean, look at that. I know it's nothing crazy, but for something this small and this cheap, that's quite impressive. Let's see if it can get up here. It is, as you can see, it's a bit of frost on the ground, so not the greatest tyres for traction. Oh, I thought it was going to do it really. Oh, it's going to. Oh man, this is very good for the money. Very good. And it looks. What do you reckon on the? What do you reckon on the look? I don't think it looks too bad. Right, let's switch the throttle rate up and go see if we can slide it around on the ice. Right, you've been waving that bloody hand for ages. Put it down. Come on, LeBron, punch it. I bet this isn't a pair up you expected to see in 2024, was it? It actually drives alright with that throttle on the higher speed. Obviously it's an electrical reduction, not mechanical. A little bit of pace, walking pace maybe. Come on. Don't think we're doing any donuts today. Maybe reverse donuts? No. Not much steering angle on this. That is one thing it's lacking. If I had a better steering angle, we'd be able to do some donuts here. Oh well. $50, 40 odd pounds. This thing is definitely, for the money, probably one of the best performing out there at the moment. Well done, MN Models. Well done.